I'm going to tell you about my hometown today. I was born and raised in Blaine, Minnesota. Just a little overview of the state of Minnesota. We have Interstate 81, also known as 29, that runs just outside the west border. We have Interstate 94 that comes all the way from Billings, Montana, cuts through the heart of the Twin Cities, and ends just outside of Detroit, Michigan. We also have Interstate 35 that cuts through the heart of the city. It starts in Duluth, Minnesota, and travels through the country and on into Mexico. I-90 follows the southern border of Minnesota, also coming out of Billings, and it ends up in Boston, Massachusetts. Looking closer into the Twin Cities, we have the Mississippi River. For the most part, it separates the two cities. The nickname Twin Cities originally had nothing to do with St. Paul. It originally referred to St. Anthony Falls and Minneapolis, which were right next to each other and only separated by the Mississippi River. St. Paul assumed the nickname, while it and Minneapolis grew so big. Again, you have 94 running west to east through the city, and you have 35W, which crosses the Mississippi River. You may remember the 35W bridge collapse in 2007. This is the new bridge with the 30-foot gateway monument to those that died and were injured in the collapse. Then we have Spaghetti Junction, where all our major roadways cross over each other downtown. Headed further south, we have Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport with the Humphrey and Lindbergh terminals. And just south of the airport, we have IKEA. And we have the world's famous Mall of America. They are now working on a hotel that will be attached to the mall. Just north of the mall and the airport, off of Cedar, also known as 77, right off of 62, is a great Italian restaurant called Fat Lorenzo's. It is on a busy little corner and has wonderful murals on the inside and outside of the restaurant. Oh, and the food is amazing also. Back to traveling down 35W. To the west you have Shakopee Prior Lake area. This is definitely a place to have lots of fun. You have Valley Fair, 125 acres, and it is currently the largest amusement park in the upper Midwest. It has 46 rides and water attractions, including 8 roller coasters. The Minnesota Renaissance Festival is a 22-acre outdoor 16th century fantasy kingdom. It's open weekends from mid-August to the final week in September. The first festival was in 1971. In 1975, Penn and Teller did their first show together at the Minnesota Renaissance Festival. The festival features over 700 entertainers, 275 crafters, and 120 food booths. Shakopee is also home of Canterbury Park, with horse races and a little extra gambling on the side. Next to Shakopee is Prior Lake, home to the Mystic Lake Casino and Hotel. They have an amazing buffet for a decent price. $10 for lunch, $14 for dinner, weekends are $17, and Wednesday nights are $25 for the seafood buffet. Back to 35W, still headed south. In Lakeville, there is a cool place called Hot Sam's Antiques. It has 10 acres of random large items and old cars. Something neat to check out, but they don't have official hours, so maybe you can get lucky to check them out when you drive by. This time, I wasn't. Just past Hot Sam's, you have Elko Speedway. Elko Speedway is a 3/4 mile asphalt oval racetrack located in Elko, Minnesota. Elko Speedway is sanctioned by NASCAR Home Tracks. Our other main roadways are 694, which goes around the north and northeast part of the city. 494 goes around the west and south of the city. 169 cuts from the north to the south of the city on the west side. 100 runs parallel to 169. And in the middle is St. Louis Park. Right off of 36, just before Excelsior, is the best computer store ever, called Micro Center. Why is it the best? Well, because I work there, of course. 35E runs north to south on the east side of the city. 62, or Crosstown, cuts through town going west to east. 10 comes out of St. Cloud and connects to 35W. Highway 65, known as Central, comes out of downtown and runs north all the way to the Canadian border, and then some. I have drove it before passports were required. North of 694 and Highway 65, you have Axeman. This is a wonderful store for the do-it-yourselfer like me. Lots of random and cheap things to play with. If you are at Highway 10 and 65, you are in my hometown, Blaine. Just north is Blaine Harley-Davidson. After that is the Natural Sports Center, home of the Velodrome, soccer games, state auctions, craft shows, and many more activities. Head a bit further north to 242, also known as University, and there you will find the 3 grade schools I attended. I also attended Brown Institute in Mendota Heights for graphic design, but I grew up out here. First we have Johnsville Elementary. Next down the road, Roosevelt Middle School. Then we have Blaine High School. Well, I hope you enjoyed a little tour of my hometown and a few of the many things we do around here. I had a lot of fun making this video. Thanks for watching.